Hello, my friend. Hello, dear one. And recently, in my own native Lithuanian language, I shared a lot about the free will, and now I would like also to share this in English because this theme, this phenomenon of free will is very, very interesting to me, and I research it, study it, that theme a lot, both intellectually and both experientially. So, as I see it, it is everything. It is actually everything what is expressed is free will. Free will is expression of free and inexpressible consciousness. Free will is expression of consciousness, and it is all this manifested creation. We just get confused about it because it is being expressed through many, many, many layers and levels of this free and infinite consciousness. And this free consciousness, you as that free consciousness, as the divine spark of that infinite consciousness, you can choose to focus your consciousness on any level out of infinite levels within your consciousness, within your unique perspective of all that is. And in each of that level, you have a spectrum of choices that you can perceive in that focus. Even though that focus is also created with your free will, this physical life, your birth is also creation of your free will. And many events that seemingly happen spontaneously in your life without you thinking or deliberately creating them is also expression of free will from other levels of your consciousness, which you may not be aware right now, because yes, we have a lot of layers. We have subconscious mind, we have higher mind, we have soul level and source level, and collective level. All of our free will is also connected on various levels, and it is always co-creation, equal co-creation, because everyone is that same spark of consciousness, that infinite eternal spark of free will. And there are infinite of those sparks. So it allows perfect synchronicity in each relative separation, in each relative choice, each expression of free will gets its match. It is so beautiful. It is so miraculous. And also so precise. So yeah, in this level of focus where you mainly experience yourself as this linear physical life, it may seem that you are not choosing a lot of things. They just happen on their own, spontaneously or automatically, like your body functions. But still, within that focus, and when some impulses come to you, you still have free will to allow yourself to go with various thoughts, with various impulses, or no. You choose what you prefer in each moment. And in each moment, you have various choices. So yes, something unexpected can happen, but when it happens, you, as this consciousness here and now, in your present focus, has free will on how to respond to that. And each of your response to what happens, according to that response, leads to another focus, another level of consciousness, whereas new perceivable choices appear to you. And that's how you can evolve, expand, know yourself more as that free, infinite consciousness. To feel that unity between all those levels in multi-creation. And as I found, it is the most simple and best way to align with your free will is just to allow yourself be as you are in this very present moment. And it will break all illusions. You will see through the illusions. For example, illusion of time. That you are going from somewhere and to somewhere. And this present moment is like a transitory step to get somewhere. But actually this linearity is just illusion, also created and recreated in this same one present moment. And this present moment is also equal to your consciousness and free will. Because you are here, you are now. And you are aware of yourself, so you can choose whatever perspective you can imagine. And again, there is infinite levels of imagination. But by stopping, by not responding to initial impulses that comes to you, and just being as you are, for example, for a longer time, if you can sit in your meditation just observing all of those possibilities and impulses that comes and goes, you will start to feel more and more clearly your innate freedom, independency. That spark of aliveness, of your consciousness, of your free will, which cannot be binded by any form of experience, because it is the very source of all experiences, and it is always alive. It never gets old, it never gets distorted. It is always present, always infinite, always clear. And of course, yes, with your own free will, and you can get lost in your own creation. In all of those levels, you can identify with various patterns of your expressed free will. You can identify with various limiting beliefs that your free will is limited, that you are limited being, you are not worthy of some things, you need to rely on certain authorities and so on, and that will be your experience, but not what is happening mechanically, technically, because it is still sourced from your free will. But yeah, sometimes it may seem that we are living like a robot and all of our choices are predetermined by the sequence of events or nature or government or even God. Whatever idea about God you believe in. So also belief and free will are also almost similar concepts, because yes, free will is the power to believe, and the power to believe creates realistic experience within your consciousness. It empowers whatever you choose to explore about yourself as infinite being. But again, when you start to contemplate your own self, this principle, I am, which is like a center of your free will, out of which all expressions come and goes back to. So yes, you also can see free will as the flow which flows like a feedback loop out of yourself and goes back to yourself, like a torus. It is always circulating throughout all those different levels of consciousness, but it always reaches you in wherever you are focused in. And yes, it is also always feedback to what you are generating. You get more reflections of that. and more perspectives about that, and more choices to change the stream of information and state of beings that you are creating and reinforcing and so on. But yes, allowing yourself just to be as you are is natural realignment with your free will. So accepting yourself as you are is also accepting your free will. Because sometimes we can get caught in various traps of limiting beliefs that says accepting yourself as you are, you're accepting yourself also as some kind of concept, like I am this, I am that, I am sad, I am suffering, I am a victim, and I cannot changing, it's just the way I am, and I accepting that. Yes, it is good start to accept, to find peace with that, but if you stay with that, you will fall asleep, and your vibrational state, your state of being will go down, and you will experience more suffering, which isn't, again, not a bad thing, because it will motivates you to wake up, to realign with your true nature of freedom, bliss, clarity. So just know that your I am is not bound to anything. And accepting that I am, you also don't need to accept, because it is also beyond acceptance. It is just your nature. But just by allowing yourself to be as you are, you're getting more and more conscious of your free consciousness, of that nature of free will within your consciousness, with your inspiration, with that alignment between all the levels, the collective level, cosmic level, personal level, higher self level, and so on. So yeah, you can feel that free will is also very holistic, and but also very playful. It is not determinate, because it is always the play of this infinite consciousness, in this infinite vastness of possibilities, in this ocean of intention, with this mystery. Because yes, that free will plays with itself between all those different levels, and none of the particular level is absolute. So in that way we can say that no one knows everything. That which knows everything Like if you go to the very, very source, it is similar to knowing nothing, because it is all simultaneous. And yes, on that absolute level, we could say that there is no free will. It is just being, just pure being. But within that pure being, there are this infinite play of consciousness. And within that you are this eternal divine spark of consciousness and free will. So we could say that free will is an illusion, but also this illusion is constant. It is natural expression of that which is. To express, to play, to experience, to know itself, to appreciate itself. Rediscover itself again and again and again in the infinite new ways, because potential is infinite. So just be aware of those biases, of those traps in which you can fall in regarding this concept of fate and free will. So one bias is that those people will say there are no free will, that everything is predetermined, you cannot change a thing. Even some non-dual spiritual seekers or even teachers can say that there is no free will, everything is just happening on its own. But I see that it is also a choice to see everything in that way. That perspective is also chosen by free will. You can choose it or not. But I found that buying into this belief it feels limiting, not very joyful, satisfying in my own experience. And another bias is to think that you are in control, only you alone are in control of your fate. It is usual more linked to more materialistic materialistic people who identify themselves as this body and as this person, and when we try to micromanage the future and it creates a lot of stress when you think that you as this limited being is in control of everything. Yes, it is very stressful experience, and I see how sometimes you can go from one extreme to another extreme. And if you know those extremes, if you tasted those extremes, you can finally find that balance point, that golden center between extremes, to see that both fate and free will is simultaneous also in this present moment. And it is always refreshing, refreshing, refreshing. This is the nature of your consciousness. To reflect, reflect, renew, renew, refresh. Generate and get new feedback. And new feedback inspires new creation. And new creation again creates new feedback, and so on and so on. That infinite loop. And also, you can always choose to rest from that active creation. You just can, like I said, just allow yourself to be as you are. Just rest in your pure consciousness. Just rest in that pure beingness. As much as you want. Until you feel again refreshed, re-nurtured, and again can go back into play in the more active, interactive experience. And now more and more I experience again all of those states simultaneously. Absolute within relative, and relative within absolute. Stillness in movement, and movement in stillness. And I feel very happy. I feel very happy. Like, yes, it is eternal, best, and only one present moment in which everything appears, disappears. All the complex experiential journeys is only for that, only for appreciation of this very and only present moment of existence, of consciousness. So now I feel inspired to reflect that to your spark of consciousness, this possibility of experiencing yourself in this beautiful simultaneity. Where all seeming polarities blends and seen as expression of same one. Like there are many, like infinite sparks of that same consciousness. But that very quality of consciousness unites all those appearing different sparks. So there are always unity in diversity. All hearts are one, and each of ours deepest heart's guidance and desires is not contradictory to any others. True free will. All seemingly different free wills is actually still one free will, serving the one. Everything is integral. And if it seems like it's not, if you find yourself in contradictions with others, if you find yourself in the conflicts with one another, in your relationships, you can see it is just a possibility to clarify free will on each party which finds itself on the conflict, on the contradiction. And that's how we will come to global peace. But it always starts and ends with your own free will in this life. Because only your free will align you to that version of Earth, which is thriving in global peace and harmony. So I feel that's it for now. Much heartfelt blessings and love to you, and have fun.